Hello friends, this week's contemplative video will be examining fantastic claims of miracles and so forth in association with mystics and shaman. And as you know, in Castaneda's books, he claimed to have jumped off a cliff and flew, and he claimed also that Castaneda and other sorcerers were able to fly through the air through their psychic powers. And in fact, if we examine every religion, they all have fantastic claims. Now the interesting thing is those claims are not exactly alike. For instance, Christianity has got Jesus, who was born of a virgin, walked on water, flew bodily through the air, raised the dead, and came back to life from the dead himself. And then if we look at Moses, he supposedly parted the seas and sent 7 pestilences and brought water from a rock. And Krishna was supposed to have made love to 10,000 women in one lifetime. And Muhammad was supposedly have flown bodily through the air to the Rock of Abraham. Now, to me, there are problems, a number of problems, with the fantastic claims. For instance, in my case histories, we have people who are reporting very similar experiences to the mystics and the progenitors of the religions in their religious experiences, and yet none of them is able to demonstrate levitation or flying through the air or anything like that. And then if we look at these fantastic claims, most of them are thousands of years old, and most of the mystics were not able to produce miracles, although in the Catholic Church you don't get canonized unless there are miracles attributed to you. So that we could look at that record and say, okay, well, you know, there are miracles attributed to every one of the mystics who happens to be a saint in the Catholic Church. The problem is that miracles are not really typical of their day-to-day life, and the miracles are kind of rare and infrequent, and I believe it suggests that those miracles are in almost every case hearsay, not reported by the individual who actually was the eyewitness. And then remember, we were looking at last week at control, and that what we find when a mystic experiences these ecstatic altered states of consciousness, they are actually relinquishing control and relinquishing their cognitive functions, and they are relinquishing their volition or their need to have anything. And so because of that lack of need for control, to me it suggests, at least shed some doubt on the miracles that are claimed by the various religions. And let's see, we certainly can't point to somebody today or even somebody in the last 200 years and say, you know, this guy was photographed flying through the air, incontrovertible evidence of some miracle. We don't have you know, somebody reproducing those phenomena for us so that we can measure them. So I feel that and then okay, I need to use myself also, since I'm a rigorous contemplative, and I haven't manifested any miracles. Yes, I've had the miracle of communing directly with the sacred. Yes, I've had the miracle of experiencing the 8 stages of contemplation, or otherwise known as samadhi in a Indic context. And yes, I fly out of body, and those certainly could be are miraculous. And when I validate those subjective experiences, then people assume that if Jeff Brooks can fly out of body and have these ecstatic altered states of consciousness, experience Kundalini and Kriyas and all this other kind of stuff, then he should be able to do miracles too, right? Well, no, I can't do miracles, and my subjects can't do miracles. And so what the entrenched, pretentious priesthoods of the various religions of the world then interpret that as, well, that's proof that Jeff Brooks and his case histories don't have any genuine attainment because they can't produce these miracles. Well, they can't produce the miracles either, and I'm going to argue that miracles are really generated by an entrenched and pretentious priesthood who are looking for job security. After all, if the mystic cannot demonstrate miracles, then obviously he's not the real deal, right, according to the priesthood. So I have had to come out and reject miracles as evidence of a mystic. So now I'm going to hone my research design here with another hypothesis. And in fact, my hypothesis is I'm gonna have one for last week as well, and that is the need for control is inversely proportional to the presence of a genuine mystic, just as the manifestation of miracles is inversely proportional to the presence of a mystic or a genuine shaman. Thus, if we see a lot of miracle activity or reports of miracle activity for a shaman or a mystic, then we can assume that he's probably a charlatan, maybe a magician or something, or he's got a lot of naive devotees who just simply want to believe that they, witnessed a miracle. So, and the other thing is when we look at religious literature, I found that the amount of miracle present in the document is inversely proportional to the amount of insight and wisdom that is present in that document. So I think we can conclude that miracles and a need for control are all not what we're going to find in the depth of mysticism and shamanism. We're only going to find that in superficial or naive mysticism and shamanism. Thank you, friends, and have a great week. Keep up your contemplative life.